Hey, hey, and welcome in. I am Eleanor, and today's Pick a Card Tarot reading is asking what skill should you consider perfecting and starting the process of mastery. I don't like the word perfecting really though, because I kind of want to take that back. It's what's worth your effort might be a better question. What can you become an expert on or in? Or what can you get so good at that you create muscle memory for it or be able to put it on autopilot and ultimately save energy in the long run? So, stack 1, we have rock bottom. Stack 2, flying. Stack 3, magic prayer. Their timestamp below. Let's get to it. All right, stack 1. With rock bottom, you have the sun. Oh, interesting. You have the 5 of Swords, the 8 of Wands, and this says tact. I speak and act with care, remembering that impulsive words or harsh tone can sometimes hurt others. Ooh, 5 of Swords. It feels like I'm walking on eggshells. If it feels like I'm walking on eggshells, I'll remind myself that those eggshells might actually be a shop full of china and I might actually be a bowl. Then I'll remind myself to stop mixing metaphors. I think that's the cutest deck. Okay, so I don't know how I feel about the eggshells bit, because I see their point here. I know what they're trying to say, but if you are constantly feeling like you're walking on eggshells with someone, no matter what you do or say, that's kind of a red flag. I don't want to dismiss that if that's your experience. But with rock bottom, you're starting from square one, starting from scratch, and maybe something hasn't worked out and you're finding yourself back at the drawing board. Not sure where to go from here. Or on the upside, your very next card is the sun. It's a reminder that the beginning contains the most possibility. So you're starting something so new that you have nothing to unlearn first because you're not set in your ways about it. No bad habits to undo. So you might have recently experienced an ending of some kind, which I am sorry to see here, but it means that your path forward is unblocked. Something that needed to come to an end before you could move forward has happened, and now your way is clear. And that's corroborated by that 8 of Wands. So then with that 5 of Swords intact, it'll be a skill of communication. Actually, yeah, that's it. It's communication skills. There's a lot of ways to train communication skills. So to sell you on it, it says that things could go a lot smoother in your life with fewer misunderstandings, like people hearing things that you didn't say. But most importantly, this is going to help you get your points across in a way that they will actually be heard. Delivery matters. It's like half the transmission, and it's something that not everyone can do well. Especially if you're a leader, you might have to communicate information that people aren't going to like, and there's ways to do it without making enemies. The 5 of Swords to the 8 of Wands, that's conflict resolution. It's getting differing parties on the same page so things can get underway. This might not be referring to your own communication skills, which could already be quite good, but using them to help others understand each other better, like a mediator, or you could have to master the art of coaching other people to do this for themselves. I mean, I don't like tone policing any better than any of the rest of you, but the unfortunate reality is that people shut down and they put up mental boundaries and barriers when they feel attacked, and the message is not going to get through. It reminds me a little bit of the episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine when they're coaching Detective Rosa to just be a little bit more likable on the witness stand to help win over a jury. So how to be a little bit less, I guess, intimidating? I mean, if you just have to vent, like say whatever you want, however you want, you have that freedom. But if you have intentions of what you say being heard and sticking the landing, you would need to master the art of easing down that boundary. So anyway, janky communication can really gum up the works. And with the 8 of Wands, they're trying to help you optimize or streamline an area of your life that's unnecessarily bumpy, some kind of pain point for you. So you can try journaling. That's one that I use to help me put my thoughts and my feelings into language. And you know, with rock bottom, you could be looking at some kind of coaching for others that are in a dark place, not necessarily starting over, like I said, for yourself earlier. I mean, take whichever one resonates, of course, but I mean, with the sun, you might have done something to pick yourself up from a bad place, and in order to teach some other people to do it too, there could be some bitter pills to swallow in there. And I hate to say sugarcoat, but you're mastering a smooth delivery system for difficult information. I hope that helps. I hope that gives you something to look forward to, and I will talk to you in the next one. All right, stack 2 with flying. You have the Hierophant, the Wheel of Fortune, strength and compliments. It says, I know how good it feels to get a compliment, so I give the gift to others. I'll find a nice compliment for everyone I interact with today, even if I have to think really hard about it, in which case I can follow up by complimenting myself for solving such a compliment puzzle. Wow, I'm skilled. Okay, let me see here. Wow, all major arcana. Okay. So with flying, it is taking a certain degree of objectivity and big picture thinking to get you so far, and it's helping you pinpoint your coordinates and your direction or your goal from here. So in case I forget to come back to it, I'm not sure how it fits in yet, but with flying and compliments, that tells me something about getting outside of yourself a little bit and to be less reserved with your kind thoughts. And if you have something nice to say, 1000% say it. The world needs it. It needs more kindness in general. Anyway, first off, with a Hierophant, that says that you should choose an official tradition to get into. It's not likely a self-taught thing. It is going to be things with rules. It's not for everyone. Some things you can do that for yourself, but this is kind of pointing to things like martial arts schools, universities, organized religion, not necessarily one of like the big ones, organized religion, but maybe something that you can't just teach or practice without permission or certification. And there's an official process by which you become an expert, and you can't just declare yourself one. Now, with the Wheel of Fortune and Strength, there's something about controlling destiny or harnessing cycles to navigate and move forward. And oddly specific, for some reason, with martial arts coming up as my first immediate instinct, these further imply something like Aikido, not using force against force, but redirecting force. Okay, so what's a certification in redirecting force? I mean, I guess it could be learning astrology too, like actually learning and applying it to what you're already doing instead of just dabbling, like going deeper than just knowing the sun signs. Other than what I already said about compliments, though, I'm also hearing complementary. Like, what skill would complement one that you already have? It could actually be two things, a physical and a spiritual one. And so, see, with all major arcana, it doesn't really give me as much specific detail, but it does imply a holistic effect on your life. Like, if you were to pursue it, it would elevate everything from your career, your health, your relationships. Essentially, it's something that you train with a coach, an instructor, or a real course, and you pass a test or an assessment, and it's a way to direct or redirect energy or force, and it complements something that you already do. And if it's more than one thing, it's a physical and spiritual, and it requires objectivity, big picture thinking, and it takes you getting outside of yourself. And it takes you outside of yourself to do it. So fill up my comments, pile 2. What does this represent for you? Because it could mean so many things. I'm really curious. Thank you, and I'll talk to you next time. All right, pile 3. With Magic Prayer, you have the Queen of Pentacles. Oh, look at all that green. Beautiful. The Hangman. The Queen of Swords. Oh, look at all those queens. Yes. Sensuality. Okay, this is a mouthful. Embracing sensuality doesn't necessarily mean you're a middle-aged swinger. It simply means that you're savoring one of the coolest aspects of being alive, sensory input. It's time to get decadent and reward yourself with gifts for the senses. You could drop a wad of cash on champagne and chocolate, or you could tune in and enjoy the incredible gifts around you. The taste of an orange, the sounds of the forest, the texture of corduroy? I don't know your life. The point is, it's time to savor whatever your senses can grab hold of, even if that means you're being sensual. Gross. Okay. Anyway, before I really get into it, yoga smacks me in the face immediately, and also massage therapy or aromatherapy, training the mind-body connection in some way. And with Magic Prayer and the queens of mind and body presenting themselves, there is ritual here. Magic Prayer and Hangman, there's surrender to a higher power. I also see manifestation rituals that involve surrendering of the outcome. It's like you ritualistically align your thoughts and your actions and you let go of the rest. There is vulnerability and physicality, which is why I say massage. Like, you could have people literally putting themselves in your hands. And now I know there is some talk in the tarot community about aesthetics and whether or not it's a good thing. Is too much importance placed on it? Is it taking too much of the focus and watering down or detracting from the real purpose of tarot? Is it contributing to consumerism? I'm going to give my 2 cents in service of this reading. So while I am not pro-consumerism, and I do see it as an issue, I'm still pro-aesthetics for this reason. As someone with sensory input issues, I need a peaceful, decluttered environment that feels good to my mind and can feel safe, that does not overwhelm or crowd my senses. And also, there's something to be said for creating an aesthetically pleasing environment in order to train your mind into a certain state. Sacred space, sacred headspace. So this does not have to cost anything. Like, it's not synonymous with consumerism. I mean, I have some purple flowers growing in my front yard right now, and I'm going to be in trouble with the city soon. So I think what they're about to show up right here on this little table for free. I mean, do you guys like this pink mat, or do you prefer the wood table? I can't decide. Anyway. Oh, how could I overlook feng shui? Duh. So without getting all consumerist or hung up on aesthetics for aesthetics' sake, there is a skill in setting up sacred space or designing spaces for optimal energy flow and peace of mind to allow for clear thought. Also here, dance. Dance would fit in here. Other ways to train the mind through the body, breathing techniques. So aromas would matter. Music, tai chi, journaling. And journaling, like, make sure the pen and the paper, the feel is pleasurable, that it drags across smoothly, and that it like literally feels good in your hand to do the writing. Aerobic exercise, or it could also be teaching a skill to someone else. So I hope that gives you some ideas and something to work with, and I will talk to you next time. Thank you.